Hello and welcome to the When We Cry Book Club podcast, where we will be discussing Umineko's 4th episode, Alliance of the Golden Witch.
Nice!
Finally, after 18 recordings, we've done it. We've made it so far, or this far, I guess. I'm your host, Lorenzo, joined by...
Des! Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kirby. I think this is my first time on the book club.
It is? Weren't you on the Halloween episode one?
No.
Does that count as a book club episode? I don't remember.
I'm talking about one Yancy and Horscom were in. Were you not on that one?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, damn. Welcome to the book club then.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to finally be here, right?
Yeah. Glug, glug.
Yes, glad you are here.
Hello, this is Mushroom. I got super late and I'm super sorry. I have 2 cups of water in front of me and I'm ready to go.
And this is Ayome, and this is my first book club as well, and I'm excited for funny and good episodes.
So we have a couple new faces joining us to talk about the best episode of Umineko, the critically acclaimed visual novel by critically acclaimed author. No, it's not. Anyways, thank you both for coming. Let's talk a little bit about our lives. Add some personality to our recording. What's been going on?
Okay, so I guess since I'm first, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
So I finished watching Monster. I don't have many thoughts on it, but I do want to say one thing, which is that the ending of Monster, it's the same song throughout all the 74 episodes, but then after the first 12 episodes, it changes to the second half of the song, and then it stays that way until the end. And so, essentially, what is the second ending starts with a chorus being like, yes! And so it's really funny when an episode ends like, Masaka, you can't be, are you this person? And then the episode ends, and the ending is like, yes!
I think they did that on purpose. Was it a good watch? Should I watch it? I've been thinking about it.
Maybe watch the manga. I'm actually not sure. I don't have many Did I say watch the manga? Oh my fucking God.
Don't even touch it. Just watch it. Leave it there.
I don't know. I just feel like it really reeks of old anime in the sense that some of the voice acting is kind of off. Tenma,
cheesy.
The main character is always screaming for no reason.
Oh, well, now I really want to watch it.
Yeah. And it's like his voice. It only has one screaming tone. Sometimes the character is actually screaming at the top of his lungs, but his voice just doesn't reach that place, and it's just kind of weird.
Oh no, you crazy killer! Oh no!
No, he's more intense than that. But it's sometimes he needed to be more intense.
Oh, okay.
I guess
good. We'll hire you for the remastered version to direct the vocals.
Is there gonna be a remastered version of Monster?
I don't know. Well, there could be. You have to start it. You're gonna be okay, you're gonna have to scream, but better.
No, but I think most of the voice actors are cool. And the other thing I wanted to say that I've been doing is that after more than a year of following Lil Nas X on Twitter, I finally listen to his songs.
Oh, Old Town Road?
That's so cringe, Lorenzo. Anyway,
did you at least listen to Call Me By Your Name? What did you listen to?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I've been following him for the longest time just because his Twitter is so funny, but I had never actually listened to his songs. And I did for the first time now because his album is out and they're actually pretty fire and pretty cool.
All right.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say, after a year of following him, he finally followed me back on Twitter. Me, Des.
I mean,
after a year of following him, he finally turned around and saw me.
Okay, so I started watching Evangelion again.
What?
Why not? Obviously, I've seen it before, Des.
That's why I was kind of
Des was about to...
did this person forget? He had already watched Evangelion.
Right. But I started watching Evangelion and watched the Netflix dub because I thought, everybody got really mad and hated it when it came out, so why not? I'll see if it's anything. So I went to go watch it and I completely forgot that they cut Fly Me to the Moon for Netflix for some weird reason.
Sad?
And And okay, for real. Like, and the song they replace it with is like one of just the random like kind of melancholic songs from the original series. Yeah, it's
people just got mad because they cut 5 Minutes to the Moon, and I was like, then you go watch it, and you're like, I really want that song. Like, fuck, like
yeah,
right.
And it's sang by the characters.
Yeah.
It's sang by different characters every episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it's sang by the voice actors.
That's so cool.
It's really nice. Well, I wish they didn't cut it for the Netflix version. I'll probably just go find a download of the original up somewhere and just plug my TV
and just play it every time you finish an episode.
right.
Yeah, like a little palate cleanser between episodes of the most boring anime ever. Just kidding.
It's actually funny that you said that because Ambi and I were trying to watch Umineko just like online, and we were basically watching. And then for some reason, the website we were watching it on cut both opening and ED.
What?
So like, it was actually even worse, that experience.
But that's like the best part of the open.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I was literally watching the anime and being like, and Ambi and I are like, we are having a shit time. Like, this is so boring. It is so dull. And I don't even get to hear the two best parts of the anime.
Yeah, you don't get to hear Kenzo screaming in the ending.
Sure.
It's great.
Well, I guess it's Lorenzo's turn now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, my interesting life. I previously told you guys I've been getting into a Splatoon 2 binge. It's great. I finished Great Ace Attorney 1, started 2. 2 is already hitting the ground running. It's a lot better than the first. And recently, my friend and I have been going on an escape room binge. It's like, have you guys ever done one before?
No, they're so expensive.
No, but I've heard of it.
I've wanted to, but I never had a chance, really.
I'd say, despite the cost, I mean, around here it's like about $30 per person.
What?
If you can get enough people. I know. But like, it's really
Is $30 a lot or $30 surprisingly cheaper?
I think it's cheap, because here you don't pay per person, you pay fixed amount, and then you can choose to split it by each person.
What?
But
that's a deal.
Each escape room is like super expensive.
Oh,
that's fucking stupid.
Like how expensive?
Like €100.
Oh,
so if you had like 10 people, that's like.
I don't think they allowed that amount of people to go into the room. That's exploiting the system. I think they're prepared for that.
Well, okay.
Well, why do they have it set up
the max amount of people?
Why do they have it set up in that way then? If like,
because there's no competition, so they can just do whatever they feel like.
Yeah, I'd say just go and do one if you have the opportunity to, because they're really fun. It's like 999 in real life, or the one that I did. My friend and I are crazy. We did like 3 last week, and it's very, very expensive. But the one we did most recently, we lost. But it was kind of like Fata Morgana spoilers, but it just kept going and going and going. Like, we're just like, is it over yet? No, it's not. And then we lost.
How long was it? Like 2 hours?
They give you just 1 hour. And we had a full group of 10 people inside.
Oh my god, like, 10 people and you still lost? That's so sad.
I know. Well, there were a lot of puzzles, and I don't know. It's okay. It was fun. That's like the only thing that matters, I guess.
True.
It stings, but whatever. Escape room moment. Anyways, we're going to do another one next week now. All right. Mushroom, what's going on with your life?
Okay, I have 2 things to talk about. One of the
killing stalking?
Yes. Okay. So last week, as you heard, Lorenzo read Killing Stockings and was like, "Wow, what a sick fuck! Like, who wrote this, man? Like, that was really fucking traumatizing." And I was like, like, it sounds like a pretty cool topic, and like, it doesn't seem like there's that many chapters. I could probably bang out that in 2 days, and bang it out I did. So I read probably 36 chapters the first day, and then 36 chapters the second day, which is basically the length of it. I think there's 67, and I thought it was amazing. I was like, so just for some background, I know like most of the things I'm going to mention would not have English translation, but just for like idea, like I love really fucked up fiction. Like that's just something that I really like especially when I was like 14, like that was just like all I read. And I also love Kasane, which is another really fucked up manga. So when I was reading Killing Stalking, I was like, this is the shit. Like I was like, I am staring at the abyss is staring at me, it is swallowing me whole, like this is fucked up. It was just like the type of thing where you like couldn't stop reading because it was such a train wreck.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
that wasn't the only hole that was being swallowed, like but
it
go
was
on.
Shut the fuck up. It was like also just like God. So it was very good because I thought like the whole time I was thinking, I was like Lorenzo said, like this person who wrote this was like a college student, and I was literally like, if I was a college student and I have this like amazing amount of talent, like of course I would like draw out all my sick fucking like nightmare fuel. Like I was like
the characters are so twisted, and she was
so
like,
good.
I'm going to make them. I'm manifesting these characters.
Like it is so good. Like it hits. It's one of, I was like, in the end, I was like, there's no way you can perfectly end this. I was like, these are the only ways you can end it. And I was like, the ending is so clean. It is so good. I was like, I don't know, man. It was a good time. I was like, it was one of the very good things that I was like read recently that I was like, that was pretty fucking worth it. Worth my 2 days. That's the first
thing.
Do
you place it above or below Fata Morgana?
Why?
That's actually
because that's the only other thing I remember Mushroom read recently and really liked.
Okay. Let me think. I think I would still place it below Fata Morgana just because, like, if I had to compare the feeling I felt about reading Fata Morgana, it's actually closer to like. I would compare my feeling of reading Requiem to reading Killing Stalking because Requiem is like more dread based, like Requiem feels like it covers such less content than Killing Stalking. Killing Stalking has it has amazing pace. Like literally at chapter 6, everything that you think should happen have already happened. So you have zero idea how it's like shit just keeps happening. You're like, oh, like, we're here now, and it's like, it's just so packed, it's very packed, it's like, I think it's it's really well paced. When I actually thought it kind of slowed down is when you get to, like, chapter 30, 40, and you're all like, oh, like, we're getting complacent, we're getting kind of content, like, you know, spicy shit's gonna happen now because you feel too comfortable in the place you are.
No, none of the sex scenes are enjoyable. They're not. They're not indulgent.
They're supposed to be enjoyable. Like
yes,
I don't. Okay,
exactly.
The thing is like that's what I don't understand. Like I'm not one person to believe like actually the best thing to compare Killing Stalking to is actually Saya no Uta, which is that like I didn't go into Saya no Uta thinking that I'm gonna enjoy any of the sex scenes. And yes, of course, cannibalism is bad. And yes, like having sex with
what if it's consensual?
Well, I mean, that will be different. So, but I was like, that's what I mean. Like, I was trying to explain this to Ambi yesterday, and I was like, Ambi, what do you think is worse? Having sex with like a girl that looks like she's 13, or having sex with an eldritch horde tentacle monster that's ready.
That sounds amazing.
That's what the fuck. Which one do you mean? Which one do you mean?
I'll keep this cat box closed.
But the thing is like that's how I feel about Killing Stalking, which is that like there is some kind of connection, but like, you know, you're not supposed to think it's good, and the whole point is that like I think the whole point of Killing Stalking and the whole point of Saya no Uta is about like basically pushing people to like inhumane level of like just like extremes, but still written in a way that you feel like there's might be ways for you to sympathize with the character, and then that's where the horror comes in. Like the fact that you like might be rooting for them or is feeling relieved because they're feeling relieved is the scary part of it. Like, it's good. It's good. 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It was really funny because when Lorenzo woke up and then read my message, Lorenzo says, "Oh no, she liked it."
Oh no! No, I was hanging out with my friends after an escape room, and then I showed her, and she was like, "No." Do they like it? No. Or is it, no, are they reading it? No, do they like it?
It's good. I don't understand. Like I think it's really quality like work. Like I
think we agree that it is a quality work. That we can say. It's just not good.
I'm not going to debate more about Killing Stalking just because I have so much thoughts on it, but like I just personally think like a fiction like that doesn't have to have like a happy ending, or it doesn't even have to have good morals, or it doesn't even have to have like a good message in the end. Like it just like in a way like good fiction just has to be gripping and fucked uply gripping. Like
exactly. We were just like, this is not morally good, but you know, we did read it to completion and now we can't stop thinking about it. Just like Umineko.
Yeah, I was like, it was a good end. I say if you could stomach shit like that, you should read it. Like it's good. That's my first thing. My second thing is I started playing Hollow Knight because I was kept playing. I'm playing Summit B part. I was playing Summit B side of Celeste, and I got so frustrated that my friend was like, "Hey, if you want to take your mind off of playing Celeste, you should play Hollow Knight." And now I'm like really stuck in playing Hollow Knight now, so I'm fucked. Anyway, nice. That's my 2 points. Same, what happened to you recently?
I mean, I was up all night yesterday, like playing Deltarune Chapter 2.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's really fucking amazing. It's like probably the game of the year for me.
It's
just amazing. I'm not joking.
It's so really good. I've only played a little
music
bit of it.
I think a while back, like I watched like a really good Yuri anime. Like I was just like a dumb idiot. I was just like, oh, let me watch like a funny, cute Yuri anime. And then I watched that shit, and I was like fucking. Like, the first 10 episodes were, like, kind of boring and weird, and then, like, shit hits the fan for, like, another 12. Like, it's just fucking awful and hurts, and, like, everything is paid for until the end. Okay, what's that fucking shit? It's called Strawberry Panic. It's so fucking sad.
I saw it in your Discord banner, and I thought it was Higurashi. For some
Me too.
reason.
That's what
Do you know?
It's like Dean.
It's not Dean.
I had this argument with Salome. It just fucking looks like Dean Higurashi.
Well, was it done by the same studio?
It's just an
no. It was made by
Madhouse. Anime. Des has just never seen old anime.
I have. Shut the fuck up.
He's just a zoomer.
This man, but he just said he just watched a monster, so you know that earned some cred.
Okay, but like what's really funny is that like the main character in Strawberry Panic is like called Nagisa. And like she has the same voice actor as Edena from Higurashi and as Nagisa from Clannad, which is really fucking funny to me.
Nice.
Like this is just the good version of Clannad where Nagisa becomes a lesbian.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Gay anime have like ending that doesn't make me bawl my eyes out challenge impossible.
I bawled for like an hour.
Oh my god, yeah, it's
wow, baller. So I just like shot some hoops, some 3-pointers, just balled.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
All right. Well, thank you all for sharing about your life.
One more shut up. One more thing is that I ordered the official Run-On Android, and it's sitting.
It's so cute.
You are tainted with sin.
It's really, really cute. Like it's
I will not forgive you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's
you tell the class what you did.
Yeah, there's an right. Okay, so on my Twitter, my pinned tweet is an image of the first thing I did when I got the Run-On Android was find the biggest mason jar in the house, put her inside of it, and then take a picture of it and pin them and make that my pinned tweet. I know.
Wait, I don't understand. I don't actually understand the whole jarring Android.
Don't. Okay, let's move on.
Anyway, Umineko.
Okay.
Let's not talk about the jars.
Much I will not tell you. Please do not look it up. Thanks.
Yeah, You don't need to know. We'll tell you later when you're older. As in, like a minute older. Right now, okay, people come in jar. Well, figures in the jar.
Wow, that's some pretty sick shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are just fucked. I'm sorry.
Okay, killing stalking reader. Okay.
Oh
Anyway, speaking of fucked up shit, let's talk about Umineko. So, let me tell you. All right, here begins the summary after half an hour of talking about our lives. Hot off the heels of Ange jumping off the top of a skyscraper after Bernkastel appears before her talking about, oh, you can solve the mystery of Rokenjima if you jump off this building. We are back at it on the morning of October 4th, 1986, where the Ushiramiyas meet again at the airport, making fun of Battler's fear of flying. His dad, Rudolph, is like, what a pathetic guy you are. Even though you have a huge body, you still can't handle vehicles. You remind me of your dead mom. And Battler just tells him, literally, my pussy cannot handle this. And then JoJo style, the world freezes. It gets all grayscale. Ange and Bern enter the stage right as spooky ghosts. And Ange's all bummed out.
Bern is a funny cat. Bern is a funny cat. Don't forget.
Funny cat. Funny cat and Ange are like... They just materialize in this past world. Angie's like, oh man, I could have saved them. But Burns said that she couldn't because she was a tummy ache bitch baby. And Ange says, yes, I was a tummy ache bitch baby back then. And couldn't tag along to the Rokenjima excursion.
It's just that Mark Wahlberg tweet where it's like, if I was at 9/11, I would have stopped it. Just like, if I was at Rokenjima, things would have gone differently.
Is that like a serious tweet, or was he just
yes.
making fun of people?
I don't know what he was thinking, but that is a real tweet. But it's just like, if I was at Rokenjima, things would have gone differently.
This is just like my favorite tweets, like to stop like a bad guy with a gun, you just have to have a good guy with a gun.
Oh my God. That's pretty base.
That's exactly what she was thinking. Anyway, so that is the beginning of episode 4. Where we get the opening yet again. And afterwards we get Beato relishing the ending of episode 3, where she almost tricked Battler into believing in the witch. And, you know, gloats about it to Renove. And Renove's like, yeah, bro, you really ate his ass so hard, I don't think he's ever coming back. And then Beato is a little concerned because she thinks she, like, scared him away again. She has to be like, oh, shit, we gotta go get Battler back. Because she thought she broke his mind, but it was just Renove teasing her. Battler tells Renove, nice one, bro. Come over here. And then they start making out in front of her. And then he turns to Beatrice and tells her, nice one, broatrice, but don't pull that on me ever again.
Broatrice.
Like, yeah.
I'm crying.
He would say that.
And then she agrees, fine, I won't mess with you ever again. And then that red-haired bitch Ange comes in that ruined the party last time. She's like, here I am. And then spits out some English, good night, have a nice dream, which I'm sure sounds cool when you're like a Japanese reader, but for all of us, it's kind of cringe.
It's super funny.
I like it. It's cringe in like the best way possible.
True. they make it uncringe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as you've already known, like since the ending of episode 3, Ange is kind of this cynical, like, not tsundere, maybe like just, you know, a cynical high school character.
She's more like like the cool girl type, like, you know, like the.
She's just traumatized as shit. Like she's just traumatized. Like,
yeah.
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 But it comes off as like, you know,
the
very
cold girl.
irreverent.
Yes.
Yeah, cold, cool. Let's see. And then she just screams at Battler to have him stop dicking around and fight back against the witch. You're literally just reading Umineko no Naku Koro ni and not trying to solve it, which means you're playing on dumb baby bitch mode, which I definitely did. Battler thinks that this red-haired lady is an aged-up version of his 6-year-old half-sister, but he can't really tell, and Ange won't explicitly say so, nor will she say that she's on his side. So she introduces herself as Gretel instead of her real name, Ange, and eggs Battler on to try to fight against Beatrice this time around.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Factual.
Yes. So away from the metaverse, we flash forward to the future, Ange's future at the St. Lucia Academy for Rich Girls. right there. She's being harshly bullied by getting dabbed on instead of high-fived. There's like this, they introduce her at the school. They say, somebody says good morning to her and she's like, oh, good morning. And then the person who says good morning to her is like, just kidding. I said good morning to the wall next to you, you idiot. Yeah. That's the extent of the bullying that she undergoes. It's kind of like...
funny.
Wait, I thought we were in the Umineko Bookclub. Why is this the Satsurak?
Dunking on Angie. Oh, yeah. Apparently St. Lucia is a hellhole for people who are different. They have a literal
Wait, can we talk about how we're going to pronounce St. Lucia? Because are we going to have a consensus before we, like, keep going?
Should I say Lucia?
I don't know.
I mean,
Saint Lucia.
Okay, Lucia.
I'm gonna call Saint Lucia.
Lucia.
Da Vinci.
Lucia?
Lucia. That's how I say it in German, I think, like Lucia.
Oh, okay. So
I think that's
Nacho
also how they
Luchador.
pronounce it in the game, like Lucia.
All right. So, Saint Luchadores? Okay. All right. The Masked Wrestler Academy from what's it called? Mucha Lucha. And she's attending Mucha Lucha, everybody. Anyways, okay. Do you want me to say Lucia? I can.
Sure, go for it.
Funny.
Okay, I'm gonna retcon. Forget anything I said about the academy. It's called St. Lucia, and it's a completely different place from St. Lucia, in which everyone's a bitch. St. Lucia, everyone's a saint.
Lucia?
Long story short, Angie hates school so bad that she wishes that Aunt Eva goes to hell no matter what for sending her there. Ava, sorry.
Wait, did you say Antifa? What?
Aunt Ava. Antifa, yes.
I thought you said Antifa.
Yeah, I just realized because like up until now I've been pronouncing it Aunt Ava, but that just came out as Eva just now because of Saint Lucia.
I just want to note how funny it is that I feel like we were like politics, nah, and it's like no politics, double down time.
Politics.
It was only after a silly pun, but Aunt Ava.
Wait, before you go on, right? Now I need to say this, because this is one thought I had and I completely forgot. About Eva. Because there's also an Eva in Monster, and I swear to God one of them has to be a reference to the other. Because they are both called Eva, their voice actors is not the same, but they sound super fucking similar. And they act so similar, and they are both very mad women in their... like, I don't know, 30s, 40s.
They're girl boss.
Yeah, would you say they're
girl boss?
And they are both very irritating and mad.
Girl bosses. Okay. Maybe Ava's just like a girl boss name.
Yeah.
But anyways, Angie really resents Ava bad for forcing the succession of the Ushiramiya name on her, and also feels like she's spitting on her immediate family's graves. And she's taking out her grief and frustration on Angie. Angie has no friends at school and spends her time doing nothing but read Maria's diary and has conversations with an imaginary version of her, / Angie's last memory of Maria.
No, Maria put a fact.
I low-key teared up, but...
Oh, yeah.
I did. The
Yeah,
fucking
it's
music
very-
isn't helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
super
fucking
pitiful.
music in EP4, like, it's so ruthless.
EP4 is
So
just...
I'm like...
EP4 is just like slamming your fist into the desk, crying the whole time.
Yeah, and also I think like what's really cool, like, and what's really fascinating about that scene is like the whole time you have been reading Angie, you're like, oh, she's so bitter, she's so mad, she's so sad, and she comes off as super like apathetic and like just like she doesn't speak much, and then you get to that scene where she sees like Maria, like that really cute CG. It's like she's actually smiling and it's so sad, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
she's
And
only
Angie's like acting
peaceful
like
when
Maria
she's-
is her older sister and stuff, and she's like baby talking a lot, and it's so cute.
Yeah.
It's so fucked.
Exactly. So it's like a huge contrast to how she like, you know, carries herself to the rest of the world. She's showing a very vulnerable side of herself. And I'm like, oh man, enough of the sad, bullied, like loner. Let's get back reading a diary. Let's get back to, you know, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Greg Heffley being a total jerk and talking about his life, you know? No? You guys never read Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
I did.
I actually never had to read it.
Okay, it's really funny because like
Totally.
yeah, right? Because Greg, the main character, he's like a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, you know, he tries to victimize himself and I'm like,
He's like such
He's
a
better
fucker.
than Ange.
Yeah.
He is such a jerk. He's like a sociopath.
He almost kills his friend with a football because he threw like his and made him go like head first down a hill, and he's like, sorry you didn't avoid that football, loser.
What? What is that? What Diary of the Wimpy Kid is about?
Yeah. Yes.
I thought you had to read it for school.
No.
Oh no, it's you read it for fun.
Yeah, you should.
There's like
Go watch the movies up
should.
until like the.
There's a movie?
Yeah, like
there are
like
6
3.
movies. I think.
just
Holy
watch
shit.
up until the 3rd movies. Those are all really good. And I think the 4th one wasn't as good, and I haven't ever seen the rest of them.
I've read like most of the books, but like,
I'm just like, man, he was such a total jerk. In contrast to Ange, who's bullied and has no friends. Greg
Where's
Heffley
Ange?
sucks. Anyway, we're going to read about this Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Maria. Just kidding.
Shut up.
They read her diary together. Flashback to a diary entry of Maria's birthday, where bitch-ass Rosa meets Maria at a restaurant like they're on a date, and she's late.
Oh, like it's like a family restaurant too.
I know, right? And she's like, good job on not crying, Maria. Dinner's on me this time. To her 9-year-old daughter. Author's note, Maria also has no friends.
God, Rosa.
Sorry, what?
Rosa.
I know, she sucks. She prioritized work over her own 9-year-old daughter's birthday, and now she's giving her like a consolation prize dinner. Or at least that's how it's worded.
It's okay, Maria. I'll cover your dinner tonight. I got this.
I know, exactly. You can finish your shift early, go back home.
God.
And Ange reminisces about her birthdays with Battler, Rudolph, and Kyrie, and's like, at least my family loves me. Just kidding. And then at least Rosa makes a stuffed lion for her. Maria receives it and says, I'm going to name you after my favorite card-based anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I won't have to be sad again because you're my best friend, and I'll never be alone when my mom abandons me for days on end. Did that come out right?
Yeah,
I felt like I was stumbling over my words.
Yugi-Taro.
But yeah, she has a new best friend, Yu-Gi-Oh!
We could have had.
Sakutaro, based off of Cardcaptor Sakura. But
which still hasn't aired during their time period, but it's okay.
That's fine.
Wait, it hasn't?
it's-
Oh my fucking god.
Why are you mad, Dust? It's pretty funny.
They started Cardcaptor Sakura.
We'll talk about this later on.
Okay. Turns out Maria...
Like in the anime, they show like Higurashi, and that hasn't aired yet.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Maybe they were watching Go on Rokonjima.
Yeah.
No, they were watching like Kai. They were like in the anime. They were actually watching Higurashi. Like Maria
Well,
was
I
watching
mean, if
it.
you're mad about that, like she watched Cardcaptor Sakura before her time, then like we also talked about how in EP2 there's the Toho thing.
No, I know Mushroom. I will wait for the spoiler section to talk about this, and then I'll tell you why I'm mad.
Des,
All right.
what about when Keiichi mentioned the Xbox in Higurashi in 1983? What about that?
That's the stupidest. There's an explanation for that. The 20 power free part, and also this is Umineko.
The Xbox. Does it come with Uno?
Oh my!
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Did you know we finished the last vlog episodes with that fucking joke?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So after Maria receives Sakutaro / Yu-Gi-Oh!, it turns out she really has no friends and is constantly bullied for being different at school. Oh, and then she's telling Ange, like, I'm just a living trope. I need to be the bullied kid because... and then Maria explains that she believes that, similar to the plot of Magica Madoka, there's, like, witches everywhere that cause bad
Wait,
things.
what did you just call it?
Huh?
Magica Madoka?
What do you call it?
It's the other way around. Madoka Magica.
Magica Madoka.
Madoka Magica.
Magica Magica.
I haven't even watched it. Like even I know that.
Magica Madoka?
No.
Maria's like, okay, in this one anime I watched, Magica Madoka, there are these witches everywhere that cause bad things, and but Maria explains to Ange that witches are everywhere causing bad things, and sometimes you need to take up the mantle
They're
as
doing a little trolling.
being
You
like
forgot
the
to
Jesus
mention
Christ
the
for
angel.
everybody else, and just like suffer for the sake of everybody.
It's really funny because this is I think I mentioned this somewhere else, but like when I was reading that section, that is basically the thesis of Higambana, and it's ridiculous because because I'm gonna explain this because I think like the bullying and also like the whole plot about like Maria and Ange is handled really well in Umineko, and like basically the whole thesis of that concept of somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb in a whole group so everybody could basically bond around them, like bond by like hating on them, is basically the plot of like Higambana. But for some reason it's like pretty like done really well in Umineko and then so fucking poorly in Higambana. It's just funny to me because I feel like I could point this to this exact like conversation and be like, that's Higambana. But yeah.
Ryukishi just has a writing quirk where he can only write like a good thing and then he has to write a bad thing afterwards.
Yeah, like he has to balance it out.
You have to.
Like I feel like
to balance it out.
I don't really know because I feel like at least like he wrote Higurashi and then he wrote Higambana, which was bad, and then he wrote Umineko, which was really good. But like I think the other thing that was bad must have been tree anthology. I think people thought
tree anthology must be bad because Rosgan's Days is
exactly.
good.
And like what did he write between this and that he like made Ciconia good?
Well, that's why he divided Ciconia. He had to write 2 whole Higurashi animes to balance it out.
One bad thing to balance out. Exactly. So that's exactly what Maria's talking about. She's like, there needs to be a bad thing everybody can hate on so that, for the better.
Ryukishi's trying to bring us all together as a community.
Exactly.
It truly is.
And bear in mind that this like suffering for others like idea is being told by a character named Maria. So I don't know. Reference.
Also, that's also why the answer arcs came out after episode 4.
What?
Are you saying
that was a hot
what
take?
do you mean by that, Sayome?
She's saying the answer.
I do not like the answer arcs.
Oh,
that is all I'm saying.
Oh, sad. We'll get there, I guess.
Okay, except episode 6. Episode 6 is
okay,
good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Episode
We're still
6
talking about a
good.
good episode. So,
episode 7 is the worst episode. Okay, let's go.
yes.
I'm not
I'll fight
joking.
you.
Okay,
You have such a stupid opinion.
we'll get there. Okay.
We will get there.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
get there.
continue with the summary,
We'll
and then we
get
can
there.
have Umineko Fight Club instead of Book Club.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about anything,
Instead of
we're
book
just
club.
screaming.
So the only reason why Maria can be this lightning rod of emotions is because she has the power of friendship with Sakutaro. She puppets Sakutaro, introduces him to Ange, gives him a heart through the power of imagination. Flash forward.
Lorenzo, I have a question for you. After reading all of this heartwarming stuff about Maria, do you still hate kids?
I'd bully her, yeah.
You know what? You know what? I respect Lorenzo's like, I'll double down. You know what? Like, I strengthen my resolve. Like, nothing could ever block me. Like, that's a sign of a true maturity. Just never change.
I wouldn't just bully her as a
all my
child. I bully
inclinations.
her as an adult. No.
Oh my
Oh my fucking god.
Just kidding.
Chill.
Just kidding. /J.
She baby.
As they
/J.
as the kids say. Flash forward to Maria alone with Sakutaro, or flash backwards? Backwards. In the past. When Maria was still alive. She's talking on the phone with Rosa. Rosa's like, sorry, Maria, I can't make it in tonight. I've got a dick appointment, but she can't go outside. Don't you dare go outside with that stuffed animal to buy food for yourself. And then Maria does the exact opposite and says, guess what, Sakutaro, since mom can't tell us what to do, I'm going to go outside. I mean, to Maria, it's just an outing with her best friend Sakutaro, but to the adults in the world, it's kind of like, who the hell is letting this 9-year-old out at 10 p.m. at night? But
yeah, I know. The first time I was reading, I was fully
like, what the
expecting
fuck?
something to happen to Maria. It's just like... It has a child going out at night alone, like, has everything can go wrong. Like, she can just cross a road without looking to both sides and then get hit by a fucking car.
Like,
boomy moment.
Do you want to know something crazy then, Des? Do you just want to know something crazy? So right now, how old is Maria? She's like 7, probably.
60 something.
60 what?
She's not.
Like, if she were alive today.
No, right, like
she would not be 60.
Okay, so right now in the story, she, like, I think she's around like 7, maybe, like, because this is happening.
Yeah.
Funny, so 7, you are like right now in like 3rd grade, right? Like, or 2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
So funny story. So I grew up in a way that was like really weird. I like went to boarding school for 9 years and shit. And my parents were just the type of person was like, oh, I trust you to do anything. Here's some money, do whatever the fuck you wanted. So like I used to, when I was like around 3rd grade, I used to just take a bus by myself to go to school. And because I go to boarding school, instead of going to school on like Monday mornings, you go to school on like Sunday night, like Sunday afternoon, so you can sleep at school, then you like wake up to go to class, you know?
What the fuck, Mushroom? Why is everything about this backstory you're giving me just an anime
I'm not
character?
even joking. Like, if you have heard my life, you would think I'm an anime character. Like, it's really funny. Like, people in my life joked about it, but like people were like, I will tell you more. Like, the more you learn about my life, the more you think I'm probably like just literally joking. But anyway, the point of the story was I used to take a bus to go to school on like Sunday nights and Sunday afternoons, and usually I take the bus at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and sometimes if I'm late I take it at like 5. So like during that time the bus systems like stopped running at like 5 or like 5 or 6 was the last run, and I was taking my bus and then I missed my school, like just like a public like city bus. So like I missed my school stop, and when I got off the stop I was like 3 stops away, but the stop was like we passed by like a highway, like a kind of like an overpass. So there was no way I could walk back. So this is when I was like in 4th grade. So I was probably around like 10 years old. And then the thing is like it was one of the last bus, so I couldn't take the bus that's going back, so I couldn't take the bus that returns. And then I also didn't have that much money. Like it's not like I can call a cab or something. So because I am the crazy person I am, I walked across the street and then saw a bunch of guys standing there, and I walked up to a man and I said, "Mister, could you drive me to school right now?" And then he was like, "Sure."
Oh my god.
So then I just climbed into his car and he drove me to school and then dropped me off. And then I was like, and my teacher was like, and then when I showed up at school, my teacher was like, "Why the fuck were you late? Like, you're supposed to be here at like 5. And I was like, I took a bus and I missed my bus stop. And my teacher was like, "Okay, whatever, like sit down." And that's like, and like, so like to me, like I love Ep4 because like literally Ep4 is about like, I grew up like a crazy, like I was raised by wolves, like wealthy wolves, but like wolves.
One day we'll find out Mushroom went to St. Lucia.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, I did go to boarding school, and I had to go. We only go home like once every 2 weeks. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
As an elementary schooler? Oh
yeah.
My God.
As an elementary school.
I have really great memories of when I first went to China. I was 6 years old, or I was like 5 years old or something, and my mother was like telling me that I have to go to a boarding school, and then I literally like, and my mother was like, "Oh, I need you to know to go to boarding school because I have to go back to America to finish up the movie, so I can't be here with you." And I remember just like wailing and like begging my mom not to leave me, and my mom was like, "This is really difficult. I have to do this. Like, I'll see you in like soon." And then I didn't see my parents for like another 6 months, and I was like literally 6 years old.
Yeah, that's like, really sad.
It's hilarious because I used to live in like people's so like during weekends, so like even when I went to boarding school, even during weekends, because other people get picked up by like family, and I used to just live in like, I used to just wait at school and wait for whoever comes up to pick me, because I don't know who comes pick me up, because they're not my parents, because I just live at random like my family friends' house. So I just like every week I go to somebody else's house and I go stay there for like a weekend, and then I go back to school. It's so fucking weird.
What?
Wow.
Just damn.
It's pretty funny. The more we read through EP4, I'll tell you more about my stories. But the point of the story is that when Maria was like, when I was reading Umineko, I was reading this at like age 12, or I was reading this in like middle school. I read Umineko and I was like, oh, Maria going out shopping at 10 o'clock at night as a 7-year-old? I have done that before. Easy. like it was like something that like that was like the part of my life that I didn't think there's anything wrong with my life. Like I was like, this is just like what everybody else does, don't they? Like, have your mother never handed you like $100 and told you that you could just go to a different city for an anime convention when you're like 12 years old? Exactly.
So you didn't even find Maria's whole thing weird?
No.
Yeah,
is that what they're trying to say?
I think if I tried to do that, my mom would have picked me up by the scruff of the neck and thrown me into my room.
I mean, I didn't think that her situation was weird. I just thought, like, I was like, oh, that's just what it is. And then, like, I only think it's fucked up when, like, the parent abuse is happening, because, like, while I have a lot of thoughts about my family, I don't think they're abusive. Like, they're very financially supportive, and they were very communicative people. But, like, I was just like, oh, like, you know, I also did that. Like, it was not the type of thing where I was like, oh, that's so fucked up that Rosa, like, left her, like, to do this. I was just like, yeah, Rosa's busy. She has her own life. Like, that was like more of my thought.
Oh,
I guess.
Let's see.
So the magic that Maria imbued within her diary allows Angie to connect with Maria, and it's apparently different from imagining her. It's so physically taxing to, like, you know, concentrate magic and manifest it in reality. Angie describes it that it's as scary, like convincing yourself off a skyscraper roof. So she goes for it. She tries to talk to Maria by calling for her name out loud, and it makes her look like a freak in front of her classmates that are spying on her, and she gets her ass bullied out of there. Flash forward a little bit later, Okonogi and Angie discuss her miraculous escape off the skyscraper roof from the previous episode, because apparently she Tokyo Godfathered herself off the building to safety.
The amount of reference you always put into your summary is, like, absurd, but continue.
It's okay. That's how I talk, and not a lot of people understand what I'm talking about. I got
like, the Tokyo Godfather itself. But yes.
I'm just rambling. Okanogi's like, man, Yashiro and Miya's really are crazy-ass hoes, but since Ava died, they're now discussing on relinquishing headship to Kirie's family, who are apparently a bunch of bitch-ass whores, according to Angie. Talk about Rokenjima. Well, they're also discussing the Rokenjima incident as some sort of the happenings that happened on the islands potentially could have been Kinzo's way to sneakily give Ava headship over Kraus, since she was somehow the sole survivor of this mystery murder party, and there seems to be no evidence that can be used to convict her or prove her innocence otherwise. Weird. Bless you. Okonogi provides some insight into the situation in favor of Ava, despite what Angie and the media think. That being, Ava did it. She's a horrible murderer. And by the way, like, this particular translation that this Let's Play I'm reading off of calls the incident Rokenjima Gate, which is the worst thing I've ever heard. But
wait, which version are you reading?
The Let's Play?
I don't know. I think Rokenjima Gate fits for what it is.
Yeah, I think
I think there's 3 different ways of translating it. I think, like, some people do, like, Rokenjima Suspicion, which I thought was not that bad.
That sounds ominous. I like that.
There's also Rokenjima Gate, and then there's also I think there's also just, like, some people call it the Rokenjima Incident or Accident. I don't remember what they call it, but that's, like, 2 ways to do it. The gate feels kind of just like, it's just funny.
Shoehorned. I mean, it's localization. I guess.
I don't know which version because I'm pretty sure Steam has not that. Like,
Steam does not have it. It's the Let's Play that calls it Rokenjima
Which Hunt
Gate.
I think has Rokenjima Gate, I believe.
Rokenjima Gate. Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know. I feel like it sounds like what they would probably call it if it was something that really happened. I don't know. So it never really bothered me too much personally, but I can kind of see how it might feel a little shoehorned in.
So Okonoki brings up the point that that despite the facts despite having this access to the same amount of knowledge, like both of them, he and Ange are on opposite sides of the argument, and he tells her without love, it can't be seen. In other words, Eva is Ange's bitch eating crackers, which do you guys know that term?
No, I don't.
No.
So, I also learned it recently.
What does
So
it mean?
if you don't like somebody, every little thing that they do is annoying to you, even eating crackers. So they call it bitch eating crackers.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that.
Yep.
Thank you. That's very useful in my. On the topic of sayings, isn't this the first time where "Without Love It Cannot Be Seen" comes up?
Is it? Probably.
Yes.
It's after
Maybe.
episode. It probably the only time it would come up is
um,
after episode 3. So that makes
Shannon said, "Without love, it can't be seen." Right?
No, I don't think so. I
No?
think this is
Okay.
literally.
Well,
I think she said something
she kind of
similar.
alluded to it with the whole ocean thing from episode 2
she said,
a little bit.
Maybe you should Umineko no Nakukoro ni some bitches can
Yeah.
kun. That's what she said.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that this is the first time that like without love they can be seen. It's said by Okanogi, which I think is pretty
Damn,
interesting.
I can
Okanogi
fucking
said
believe.
it.
Yes, Okanogi said
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Why does this fucking NPC looking ass get
What do you
the
mean?
first time
Okanogi's
of saying the
iconic.
line? Like,
He's great.
Ava is Angie's bitch eating crackers. Even if she does have evidence proving her innocence, like overwhelmingly, Ange would still hate her no matter what, and she will die on this hill. Okanogi's really imposing his ENTP debater ass on her and how to think, and maybe she should see things from the other point of view. Angie's like, okay, Okanogi, bye. I'm going to go do the exact opposite and talk to a bunch of conspiracy theorists who will tell me what I want to hear. And Okanogi sends her off saying, okay, Ange, get out of here. By the way, your mom's sister's going to come over to cock and ball torture your money out of you, so get the fuck out of here. And we have like a really long-winded action movie chase scene in which Kiria's creepy sister and her goons are trying to kidnap Ange. She hitches a ride with one of Okanogi's men / Ava's guards, Amakusa. Amakusa? Amakusa?
yes.
Amakusi? And rides away in his van. Ange
Is this the first time we're introduced to Amakusa like this?
Yes.
Yes.
We talk.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't
Well,
Higurashi.
yeah, he's like,
Well, wasn't he retroactively added into Higurashi?
yeah, I think so. I
Could be, I
think
don't
he
know.
was.
Yes, he was, because he didn't have a
He's
sprite in the
iconic. I
original
love
one.
him.
And he wasn't even called Amakusa. He was called Nightingale
Yeah.
9 or something.
Nightingale
Yeah, but
9.
his real
Well,
name
yeah,
was
but we didn't know that.
Was it? Okay, maybe it was.
Suspicious. Ange's like,
But yeah, he didn't have a sprite.
And also we get to hear the classic
Yeah.
Mr. Zaki, M. Zaki.
Yes, monochrome
Yeah.
clock.
what? Oh,
And
okay.
Angie is just like, can you fucking turn that off, please? It's awful. And he's like, no, it's great. Honestly,
Yeah.
Honestly, he should have just said "shut the fuck up" and then just turned it up louder. great taste
Right?
in music.
But Angie's like suspicious of this Higurashi ass side character and literally the whole world, but he assures her that he'll take her anywhere she wants to go to investigate the mystery. And Angie has
I'll show you the world, Angie.
yes, and Angie has a very long internal monologue about trust and seeing things with love. And then Byrne, Castell, and Angie comment about this fragment that they're viewing and how their ultimate goal is opening the cat box of Rokenjima, the mystery that Beatrice created with her endless magic. Interestingly, the only one who can surmise this truth is Angie herself, the final Beatrice, and they have this conversation about how the future truth overtakes the past truth. And there's the single analogy that that I like in this story, where they talk about stars dying, far away from Earth, and then its light takes like 4 years to travel here, right? So if a star dies and 4 years later it's like, oh, it died 4 years ago, that truth overwrites what we were thinking 4 years ago, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only only analogy I think the only good one that he added to Umineko. Sorry, I'm like rambling, but
No, how do you not
Right.
like the analogy of my magic is spoon, Lorenzo?
your magic
How
is
do you not like the puppet with its strings cut analogy? No.
okay, well, no, that's just That's an okay one. That's a typical baby shit one. This one is something Ryukishi came up with for Umineko, and I'm like, I appreciate that.
Well, the spoon was too.
No, fuck the spoon
Beato
one.
said her magic was spoon.
The spoon sucks.
Soup. No, her magic was soup.
Yeah, Beato said only a spoonful.
Soup with a fork.
Yeah, and the last thing I had to say on the spoiler-free part is just there's one part in this, I don't actually know which one it is, where Ange is reminiscing about her time with her father and mother, and Bator, I think, too. I think it was some birthday scene, when Maria was also having her birthday scene. And, like, props to Kirie and Rudolph for being the one couple in this story that raises their child normally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it's actually really funny because I really like the line when, like, they're like, oh, Dad is such a goofy person, and like Kirie like always buys me the best gifts, like because she's so thoughtful, and she thinks like she buys the gifts like long time in advance, like just to like give it to me, and I just think that's just such an interesting detail.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least in that scene, it's just the type of thing where Ange and Maria just being like, oh, we're both reminiscing about a really good time, and like you're also really happy, and then Ange's like, yeah, I think that's the happiest time of my life ever, and you're like, okay, like it's like, you know, like when you're 6 and the best time you're like you peak to when you're 6.
Relatable.
Damn, Angie. They really do be like that. But any other thoughts?
Not any nonsense.
No, only spoiler thoughts.
I just thought it was kind of funny she called herself Greta, I guess.
Great. Oh yeah, and then Battler's like, oh, should I call myself Hansel? Just kidding.
I think it's...
We're not related, I think.
Okay, does any one of you want to explain to me the story to me? Because when I looked it up on my first read-through, I didn't exactly understand the story.
I've never heard of Hansel and Gretel. What the fuck are you talking about?
They get abandoned by their parents, basically, and they're just in the forest, like, fucking vibing. And then they get across that house and they just start fucking eating it because it's made out of candy.
Yeah. Average child.
And then the witch, like, kidnaps them and makes... Yeah, she wants to fucking, like, feed the boy, like, so he gets fat and, like, so she can eat him. And, like, the girl is just, like, a fucking housemaid or something.
Bro, what?
And then, and then the witch wants to cook.
That's how it goes in German?
No, that's just how it goes.
And then the guy, like, the witch... Yeah, the witch, like, makes the guy fat and stuff, and then she wants to put him in the oven. And she asks, like, the sister to do it for her, and then she's like, I can't reach it, you have to open the oven. And when the witch does it, like, the sister pushes her into the oven and fucking kills her, and then the two...
they burn her to death in the oven and then leave.
Damn.
Yes.
In the version I heard, they are simply turned into household objects.
That's more fucked up, if
they
anything.
fucking kill the witch.
No.
They cook her alive. Alrighty.
Ange is a lesbian.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Everyone's kind of gay in Umineko if you think about it.
Yeah.
Me too. But anyways, if you have not read to the end of Umineko, thank you so much for listening. We will now be discussing Endgame spoilers, so tune the heck out, and we'll catch you next time.
Endgame I haven't watched Endgame yet.
It's not very good.
The Rokenjima snap. But
fell.
Anyways, see cats, do crimes, catch you later. We're gonna go talk about adult stuff. We'll tell you when you're older. Anyways, let's talk about spoilers. Thoughts, feelings. Let's go back to that freaking Sakutaro discussion, because did Rosa make Sakutaro? Okay, for context. I was going to say, for context, later in the episode, I'll probably talk about it again, but Angie's like, why the hell am I doing this? I'm going to Rokenjima to potentially be traumatized, and then she sees something.
To get a #1 victory royale.
Stop. She, I lost my train of thought. All I can think about Fortnite.
She's going to Rokenjima, and then she sees...
she is in the boat captain's
Yes, she's
store.
in Kawabata's house, about to leave, and then she sees a package in his storehouse, and it's just a package full of Sakutaros. Is Sakutaro manufactured or not?
Yeah.
Mushroom, I know you want to say your thing.
Yeah, okay, so my personal think about that is that, so I think a lot of common decision is, like, a lot of people think, like, Sakutaro is manufactured and she just bought Sakutaro and then gave it to her. and like it's just circulating somewhere. My personal idea about what's happening to Sakutaro is kind of, it's a little bit like filled with love, but like I think Rosa might have designed Sakutaro and then made it like, maybe like Sakutaro was a prototype of basically like of all the other like stuffed animals, and like she just like she did went on to like manufacture it. Okay, so there's a theory on this, as somebody said like, oh, like maybe like Sakutaro was designed and like, and then later on was manufactured when Eva is like basically running the show. Like people like that's a theory that people have, which is that like during the time maybe when Maria was given the toy, she would like, I'm not saying that like Mario would have like basically been able to find it, but like wouldn't it be weird if somebody just gave you like a stuffed bear and then later on you found the stuffed bear in like a store or something? So like part of me feels like I feel like, how do I say? Like I feel like Rosa wouldn't run that risky of a business. Like I don't know, maybe she will, but like I think like my more theory is more like maybe she did design it, but like it got manufactured later.
I need to go back and look at at like what specifically she says about Sakutaro, because I know that when Sakutaro is revived through magic, Beatrice is in the answer arcs. Beatrice is like, "How the fuck did you do that? We can't revive him without a vessel." And he's like, "Can you say that Sakutaro is unique in red?" And she can't say it, so you know.
Yeah,
that wasn't in the answer arcs. That was at the end.
Was that at the end of episode 4?
Yep, that's the end of episode 4.
Yeah, like when Maria's in
I got that
Golden
confused
Land,
with some, I think with some other Golden Land scene later, my bad. But
So another thing about that is that like, we were actually talking about that scene specifically when we were on the other episode of Smoking Room, but depends on how you read it. Like I'm pretty sure a reader could reason out that like the thing she saw in the end of Ep4 in Kawabata's shed is a Sakutaro plushie, but like if you read like the Ep3 version, like the not Ep3, the PS3 version, it does like draw it like on the corner, like you can't really tell. And I think in the anime it just shows it to you. Like I'm pretty sure.
And if you're reading Umineko in 4x3 like I was, the background does show you the whole Sakutaro box instead of just the butt.
Wait, you were reading... What version of Umineko were you reading through?
The core witch hunt thing, I think.
Okay.
I believe. Like, the sprites weren't... Like, it isn't as if it was shrinked to be 4x3. It was just formatted in 4x3.
Which is ridiculous. But like the anime shows it to you, it just tells you it's Sakutaro. I think like in the manga later on, if you get to Tsubasa, they also tell you that the thing she saw in the shed is Sakutaro.
Okay, that makes sense.
They say it in Tsubasa? The fuck are you kidding? Stop
manga,
giving concrete answers to your things.
I just said Tsubasa manga.
Still, Ryukishi, stop answering your questions.
That's interesting because, like, you know, if you read it like raw, like you would have no indication that there was a plushie anywhere because Ange just freaks out. Amakusa and Kawabata are just like,
that's the point.
What the hell are you
kind
talking
of the
about?
point. Like that's the point. Like
it's the point of Umineko.
Yeah, the whole point is to have context clue that you realize like maybe that's what she was talking about, because you learn that like she's like, why can't one person not be able to get it from like why can one person revive it and the other person can't? And it's because you think there's only one vessel. And I was thinking like, why doesn't Beatrice think that there's another Sakutaro? That's also why I was thinking like maybe like Sayo never did see it, like she just never saw like it manufactured, and maybe like it wasn't manufactured until like 1986. That's why I was guessing.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna introduce a different theory here, because how the fuck does Beato know about this? So my theory is that yes, Sakutaro was a prototype, but it was also starting to be manufactured before the Rockenjima incident. So one day, when Maria went to the island with her mother, she told Sayo about like, oh, I've seen friends of Sakutaro, but it's fine because Sakutaro is Sakutaro, and it's not like the others, so Sakutaro is unique. So Sayo would know about it. So Beato would know about it.
Well, doesn't Beto think that like that there is only one, or am I remembering that wrong? Because I thought she was kind of surprised.
She has to know there's more than one because she can't say.
She doesn't know there's more than one. She just doesn't know if that's the only one. Like she couldn't confirm that with her red truth because that would go outside of like that would.
I guess yeah.
That would expand outside of her outside of her closed cat box. Like there could be another one somewhere, and you can't
it's
really.
It's like a devil's poo.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
So Mushroom, do you want to talk about your idea about the flag in this card?
Okay. So my flag, this is what I called Iceland flag theory. So the I'll show you some pictures. So the Iceland flag theory started when I was reading with my friend Dubs, and my friend was like, "Why the fuck does the Chester sisters have like Icelandic flags on their arms? Like, you know what I mean?" Like you can see it right in your mind. Like you look at Chester sisters and they have
yes the armbands.
Those are like clear Iceland flag armbands. Like look at this. I'll post it in here. So I was looking at that and I was like, well, Chester sisters are actually the orchestra from like animals that like the porcelain animals that Maria has. So my theory at that time was that like, oh, Rosa probably just got a bunch of cute porcelain doll things from Iceland and then gave it to, like Maria. That's why they have the Icelandic flag on it because they're like Icelandic orchestra, like or like a marching band, like kind of thing.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah.
So that was my first theory. So then, like when I was reading about the Sakutaro, when I was reading like Ep4 again, I was looking at Sakutaro's, like thing, and then I realized this is what it looks like. I will post it. So if you look at his muffler, like, do you see that? Like that is the same thing as the Icelandic flag, right? Like you see red cross in the middle, and then a band of white, and then a band of blue. Like I feel like that's super deliberate. Like so, and the muffler is something that like, or the scarf thing is something that Maria gave to Sakutaro afterwards. So part of me feels like that was a part of a collection of things that Rosa gave to Maria. Like that's just like gifts from Iceland. Like as in like, oh, here's like a little Iceland badge that I got, like that's on the scarf now. Like because Iceland is cold and you get like scarves and shit.
Right.
And that's like, and I think Des, you can explain what you further went on with the idea.
So then upon hearing this theory, I was like, okay, so putting together the pieces of Rosa going to Iceland and getting Maria's scarf that somehow fits a plushie, that must mean Maria was pretty young at the time. So piecing all of this together, well, because the scarf would have obviously have been to Maria and not to Sakutaro. So Maria would have had to be very small at the time. So piecing all of this together, I came up with the theory that probably Maria's father fled to Iceland, and that's why Rosa went there looking for him.
Okay.
Jokes on you. It's just Ciconia prelude.
But yeah, I just think that's a really cool detail. Like I was like, at first I was like, it's stupid that why would she possibly have Iceland? But like it does show up on two characters, like, or I mean like two different sets of characters. So I feel like that definitely should mean something.
Have you ever? I wonder if that's like something that Iceland is known for making is like those little miniature figures, because that could be interesting to like go down that rabbit hole.
I was trying to Google about that, but like I haven't got that far about it. But I will update people more if I found.
Let's just go to let's just go to Iceland and look for ourselves.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Good observation.
I have a quick thought just about how Beato is acting at the start of the episode, because she's just so excited to show Butter this quote-unquote fun fourth game. She couldn't even sweep.
Yeah. It's
very cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
Okay.
I also like the idea that she shows up to Battler and she's like, Battler, feel better. And then she has like all of these like little trumpets and like little like poppy like a party poppers, and then she even has like flags behind her, and it's just really funny.
And Battler's just like, what do you mean I'm vibing? He's just chilling.
It's coming back to me now because she comes in thinking like, oh, Butler must be feeling so down. I better go and hype him up. And so she busts into this room with super high energy, being like, Butler, feel better, yo. And then Butler is already feeling better, arguing with one of the stakes, I think. And Beato's like, what? Mm-hmm. But I planned all of this for you. Why are you not sad?
Mm-hmm.
Also, what do you want to say, Simon?
Yeah. You can go first.
I was just like about to say because like later in the scene with the whole "don't do it again" with the Beato tricking him thing, that kind of hit hard a bit. Like because like in retrospect, it kind of really hits a bit like, because
don't you try and fool me into thinking you actually care about me, you crazy Beatrice. Haha, I'm gonna go solve the mystery.
Yeah. It's just like because of how serious he was, because he kept repeating it, like "don't do it again." Like just.
He was very serious.
At that point, it had happened. What kind of sort of? No, he'd already been fucked with a ton at that point, so he was probably just like, you know.
Yeah, it's just.
Sad it's sad. Sometimes I just still think like, Battler really is. He sure is forgiving for all of the shit that Beatrice did, but I mean, like, I don't know.
I don't think he's forgiving, but more that he starts becoming comfortable, like he starts becoming acquainted to this new point of existence he's in. So death in the game board starts to become more trivial.
If you remember, like in episode 2, he's just completely like fucked in the head. Like he's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I know, but slowly but surely you see death in the game board become less, like more trivial to Butler.
Yeah.
So I think that's why
he realizes it's a game board, and he's like, okay, so it's not like it's he still wants to free his family, but it's not like
that's why Ange's including is really important, because it lights a fire under his ass and make him realize he's like, wait, no, there's actually people, man.
Damn, that shit.
There was one thing that I wanted to. There's one more thing that I wanted to say specifically, just about the Chester sisters. I know they're not like super relevant in this chapter, but just like I just thought it was funny to mention. So I somehow did not make the connection that the Chester sisters were like the little pieces that like the little toy band that Maria had until like episode 8. And I feel really, really dumb for that, because I just never thought it. I just never thought about it, because I didn't go back and like look at all like the character things until the very end, because I was told you should be looking at the character things. And I was like, oh, whoops, I should go look at those.
Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, you did, and I was like, oh fuck, oops. Then I went back and saw.
But you were reading the manga.
No, that was for Higurashi. I read the visual novel. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, do you not even know like the full?
I kind of did, but I didn't really make that connection until I like saw it. I was like,
but like if you go look at them, if you end up reading Ep4, and when you finish Ep4, you can go to like the profile to read everybody, and then if you execute one of the Chester sisters, it just shows up. It tells you. Like, it shows you the 4th Chester sister, and then it tells you, however, her luck was not on her side, and she suffered a brutal death in the battle with the Black Witch,
Yeah, I think because I didn't even think to check those until way later, I didn't really make that connection, and then once I checked them, like, immediately it clicked, but I was just like, oh, I feel really stupid now for not even thinking about that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Also, another funny thing about Pendragon, I guess, like, the first time I was reading Umineko, I was, like, doing it with my girlfriend, like, it was really cute, and, like, I just kept, like, making theories with her and, like, asking her shit, and, like, I asked her, like, who the fuck is Pendragon, and she just said me, and that was
that is cute.
I don't know why.
She
said me, I control them.
She said you were the Pendragon?
Did she get you?
No, she said that she was the Pendragon. Like that she just
Did she get
them.
You into
I don't know.
Umineko then?
Pretty much. I was gonna play it anyway, but like because
we should have her
together,
here sometime.
Like,
she'd probably be interesting to talk to about everything.
I can definitely. Ask her. She's cute.
Yeah.
My last thought for this book club is that it's about when Ange is just on the school grounds reminiscing, not really reminiscing, but like reading Maria's diary and then just thinking about what Maria must have been feeling, seeing, whatever. I think that whole dialogue actually happened inside Ange's head. I think she was actually playing Maria inside her head.
Of course
I mean, yeah, it's not like Maria's...
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Maria's there or anything, you know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know,
she is. Maria exists.
I mean, you know what they say about like getting lost in a book, right? It almost makes you feel like those characters are really there, and to some extent, you know, Maria is there with her because she has her diary,
and she also imagines her like in the form that she last saw her in when she was 6 as her 9-year-old self.
Yeah, that's actually really funny because I was actually thinking about this while I was reading Ep4. You could actually feel like there's a lot of things that like Ange says or like Maria like basically scolds like Ange and explains to her like ideology and how she thinks that like Maria should like, or how she thinks like Ange should probably like just be a happier person. And I was just thinking like it's really interesting to see this because like you once see like Maria say these things to like Ange, and Angie's calling Maria like Maria One-chan, like as in like oh my sister, like my older sister, but like meanwhile like Ange looks like she's like 18 and like Maria is just a child.
Yeah, right.
I think that's just interesting.
Yes. There's also
it's cute.
I think Maria
I say Maria
tells Ange that she's a witch, and then later on in the episode it's revealed that Maria is the one who actually gave Ange witchhood when they were like babies. So there's also that Maria's egging her on, use your witch powers. Not that she explicitly granted her, but
yeah. Or just like introduced her to the idea,
Yes, use your imagination, and then on the other hand, Burn's like, okay, now let's like live a spiteful life. I'll like reveal the truth to you and fuck you over. So, two sides.
Toxic
Sotsu moment. Burn's like, I had to watch Higurashi Sotsu, and now I'm like this. So nobody can be happy anymore.
What if
there's only 2 more episodes? Don't worry. That's not canon. He's not.
I mean, I guess we can also discuss this next time, but I didn't realize that there was an explosion for the longest time. Now that upon rereading it, it's like so obvious because, like, there's so much that goes on.
It was like,
and then they're like, "There's no evidence," and I'm like, maybe they just haven't found the island. I don't know.
I spent a lot of time between episode 4 and 5 thinking about it, so I kind of got it after a while, which was
and then
I didn't really think about it. I just finished episode 6 and I just like did the Erika kill thing on the character screen, and it just had the Wakanjima explosion incident.
That's when I figured it out. I mean, that's when I learned about it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I find that really fascinating about Umineko, which is just like, it actually just really goes out of their way not to tell you the answer. And even when they tell you the answer, it's like in the form of like a very inconspicuous, like one line on the player profile. Like
it's written in a way that if you haven't at least given some thought to the answer, like you're not going to get it, like a real, like without love, it cannot be seen type of deal.
I mean, I don't think you need love to get.
I was just saying like a love for the series,
they just didn't read the character descriptions. They're just copying.
Okay, no, actually, I'm gonna keep disagreeing because Bern is also out there to solve the mysteries, and she has no love for the series.
Bern isn't very good at mysteries, though.
Did she end up solving it?
Was Bern even that good at mysteries? Let's be honest.
No, she's not.
No, she's not. She's really.
She's a dumbass lesbian. That's the whole point.
What? No, she
Bern is really bad at solving
Bern is really bad at solving the mystery.
That's why you're an idiot.
Well, okay, did you solve the mystery then?
Kind of.
Of Umineko?
More than Bern did.
Yeah. Bern got it at the end of EP6.
Yeah, that's
at the end of EP7.
Most people get it at the end of EP6. EP6 is so obvious. That's
one more thing I was gonna say is that I kind of at first I thought it was a bit weird that like how come like Ange can would know the 7 stakes of purgatory, and like Sakutaro, how would she know what their meta world forms would look like, or what
She's just for the 7 stakes, she's just imagining the hottest person.
yeah, because she's a lesbian.
That's why they look
for
like
me.
that.
For me, I kind of thought it's probably it's probably descriptions of them, because I imagine Maria and Bito talk about them for forever. Just to.
I mean, I think.
Yeah.
I think Bert's teacher drew some sketches
Probably.
in Maria's style.
That's actually really funny, because I want to add on to your point, Kirby, which is that if you go and read all of the tips for EP4, half of the tips literally feels like it's somebody's character design sheet.
Oh, that's
that's
cute.
It's funny because if you read how they write Chester Sisters, you don't need to know half of that shit that they're talking about. They never mention it. It's just
this is my OC.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure I think the reason why I would back you up on that is because I think that there's at a point where they're basically trying to trying to give Sakutaro a form later on, and then you see Beatrice is oh, I'm working on thinking about what his form would look like, or how I would create his form, and then Virgilia says, yeah, this kid is really good at shit like that. So I think maybe Sayo is just really good at drawing. She just drew exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Ryukishi style?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
Does Sayo draw in the Ryukishi art style? That's a good question.
She's good, but she can't draw hands.
That's a very good question, yeah.
Sayo, what do you think? Do you think Sayo draws in Ryukishi style, or does she draw in PS3 style? Or does she draw in old school anime
I was scared you were going to say Pachinko, and I was
going to style. She draws Kiryu with really big tits.
Giant boobs. Wait, I think in the Confession of the Golden Witch, I think it shows her Sayo with Claire, a sketch of Claire in a notebook or something.
Yeah. You show a sketch of Claire. Yeah.
Yes.
Claire and Gap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you mad at Okonogi Man is the Okonogi Man that says, without love it cannot be
yeah, right. I was kind of thinking, why is Okonogi, and maybe this is just me being dumb, but it feels like Okonogi's way just of a nicer person in general in Umineko than he is in either, Higurashi or Ciconia.
What? I think Okonogi is definitely not a good person. I think Ange was right on suspecting him.
I can't trust him, but
Okonogi is really calculated, because he either Angie would have escaped and she would have still given him the money, or he would have given her to the Sumederas, who would have given him the money then. So it's and later do you remember the phone call in episode 6 with him telling Amakusa that he has to kill Angie and stuff?
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Wait, no.
I mean,
oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
We can talk about that. Yeah, we should talk about that eventually.
I was going this,
and in the episode 8 trick ending, there's also Angie talking about how she figures out that Amakusa wanted to kill her and stuff and everything.
Yeah.
So in support of
by
I mean, but I was gonna say, why do you think Okonogi here is nicer than Okonogi in Ciconia? If we had to say most wholesome Okonogi, it definitely should be Ciconia.
Well,
Okonogi.
No, I guess I guess
he's just a funny war criminal.
Are we spoiling that there's Okonogi in Ciconia?
He's in the prologue. He's in the trailer. Wow. We know that he's in the game. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
So,
fair game.
In support of the trick ending, so when I initially read, the reason why I'm so hung up on the Sakutaro plushie scene in later on in episode 4 is because I initially thought that Angie saw Amakusa's rifle case, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's taking me out he's taking me out back to end me." So. And then, it
I think a lot
ending.
of people thought that was what it is. But the thing is you could, Angie also mentions that rifle case a lot. You remember when they first get on the island, and then, or before they get on the island, she sees him, pick up, a gigantic case.
Exactly.
and then like she says like, oh, like you're bringing that up the island, like on the island, and or like you're bringing that with you, and she's like, yeah, I wish I'm not gonna use it, and Okonogi is like, and then basically like Amakusa says like, oh, somebody once told me like a human life,
the world's gonna roll me.
No.
I was gonna say.
Why?
So people said that like the whole concept of like, oh, you know, like somebody told me about the concept of like a human soul is heavy, so a gun has to be heavier, just like, or something.
Oh,
but
deep.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, I think that's a pretty interesting tip. But I think the Okonogi thing also just annoys me, just because I'm like, I feel like any other person should have said, without love it cannot be seen, but it's Okonogi who said it first. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, and I also don't like this Okonogi specifically. That haircut.
He's got that ugly red sweater. I mean, he has no drip. He has zero drip.
He has no drip. He looks so bad.
Yeah.
Do you also know what? Do you know what like a dub said when he first saw Okonogi? He was like, Okonogi is a Christmas man.
Yeah,
he just looks like Christmas.
He's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
No, but yeah, Okonogi, I don't like. He's kind of just. I don't know. I just didn't like him the moment he got introduced. And then just the fact that he's the first one to say without love it cannot be seen. It's just like, man, iconic. You did not deserve that.
This is to show that he's actually wholesome in this. Wholesome 100.
He's not wholesome. He's killing an 18-year-old for
That's
money.
wholesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I suspected him since very early.
Yeah, it's wholesome.
I don't think I ever
That's
trusted him.
Have you considered he's killing rich people? So it actually is wholesome.
But he's also a rich person.
I know.
I cannot refute that.
Wait, no. Wait. Did you guys finally see the meme about the girl boss killing girl boss meme that I finally sent to you? It's like,
I think I know that meme.
It's just such a funny meme about girl bossing, but yeah. Okay.
Alrighty, well thank you all so much for joining us in this conversation, and all of you for listening. We'll see you next time. See cats do crimes. Goodbye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.